Hello friends, Namaskar. Usha Ram, back to you for our channel for your edification. Today I am going to touch upon a very important area which everybody is talking about, that is National Education Policy 2020. I'm going to take up in a very different form just the points I'm going to give you. There has been a lot of discussions, there have been a lot of webinars, there have been a lot of information which is available either in the newspaper or in the other channels. So let me give you a synopsis of the policy, the new education policy 2020, which is paving way for transformational reforms in school education and higher education sector in the country. It's a very progressive education policy. It talks about universalization in education. It's a vision document approved by cabinet. Major healthy pedagogical changes, for example, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 instead of 10 plus 2. These ideas and directions are there to ensure its implementation. Very important to see how it is implemented. NCERT is going to frame the curriculum, learning outcomes, which is already getting prepared. There will be change in curriculum, that is, major emphasis will be on pedagogy assessment, competency-based questions at all levels. The core scholastics also will be tested along with the academic, that is scholastic and co-scholastic areas. They both are given equal importance. Now there are key principles of NEP. It talks about equity and inclusion, talks about community participation, involvement of all, use of technology, which in any case has become a part of our system these days because of the pandemic, and otherwise also it's going to be technology based learning. There is going to be a reduction in dropouts. There are going to be skill based subject which was not there. The children, even after passing class 12, they had no skill program in their heads. In any case, they had no subject as skill. So now any subject can be taken as skill, and it is equivalent. The vocational subjects are equivalent to the academic subjects, which is a very major change which has taken place. A very important thing for teachers. National professional standards for teachers is very welcome. It is, like National Curriculum Framework for Teachers Education 2021 will be formulated by National Council for Teacher Education in consultation with NCERT. That means all over the country we will have the same set of programs for teachers. This program was very much necessary, which we have been thinking for quite some time. So it's very progressive in nature. There is a special emphasis on foundational literacy, numeracy, no hard separation between academic stream, extracurricular activities and vocational streams, which I was talking about. There are assessment reforms with 360-degree holistic development, that is multidisciplinary changes. Progressive report card tracking student progress for achieving learning outcomes. That is, the child who comes to the school, till the time child leaves the school, there will be a holistic 360-degree progress report, which includes scholastic, co-scholastic, any curricular vocational programs as well, so that the child gets a full 12 years program in hand. The kind of work the child was doing, the child's progress, everything will be there. Then there's another very important thing, that is up to class 5, the mother tongue has to be given importance. Now it is up to the states. For example, in Tamil Nadu, they can have Tamil as their mother tongue. In Kerala, they can have Malayalam. Different states can have their own as mother tongue. The places where they want to have Hindi, It's all right. It doesn't make any. So it is the right is given to the states. There is no thrust upon by the center or by MHRD. Emphasis on setting up gender inclusion fund, special education zones for disadvantaged regions and groups. This is also a very welcome change. I come back to our 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. To explain it further, pre-primary, that is pre-nursery, nursery, KG 1 and 2, that is 5, and we have separate competencies and the learning outcomes. Then we have 3rd, 4th and 5th, 3. They have their own competencies and the learning outcomes. Then 6th, 7th and 8th, 3, that is the middle school. And then we have 9, 10th, 11, 12th, a separate core competencies as well as the learning outcomes. This is very important in the sense that it's not just the rote learning. It's not learning by heart and reproducing all that in the news in your answer sheets. It is basically, it will be experiential, inquiry-based, collaborative learning program questions. Of course, there will be multilingual also. There will, because there has to be languages we have to take care of. But then the questions will be such which will be testing your ability that you understand the subject. So the core competencies as well as the learning outcomes are very important. Friends, let me tell you something more about key principles of NEP. Very important, equity and inclusion, number 1. Community participation, involvement of all the people, that is community as well as the whole society. Use of technology, and to reduce dropouts. This is another very important area, that is in 21st century, skills are very, very important. That's the reason 6th onwards, one subject will be skill based, which in any case wasn't there earlier. And for teachers, there is to be no set regulation at all levels in the country. Now there is going to be national professional standards for teachers, which is a very, very welcome change. There's going to be National Curriculum Framework for Teacher Education 2021, that is 2021, which will be formulated by National Council for Teacher Education in consultation with NCERT. So there'll be a standard maintained for the teacher learning and teacher inputs which they have to give it to the children. There'll be a standard for it. It wasn't there earlier. We are talking about assessment reforms with 360-degree holistic multidisciplinary educational change. That is, there will be a progressive report card tracking students' progress for achieving learning outcomes throughout the tenure when they are in the school, that is from pre-nursery to class 12. So that's a very welcome change, and not only scholastic, it will be co-scholastic, vocational, skill-based, emotional, skill, there are social areas that they have participated, they have shown their emotional integrity, they have shown their social skills, all that will be covered in that. There's another one very important area that I would like to mention, that is new education policy promotes multilingualism in schools and in higher education as well, in their teaching methodology, and especially up to class 5, it is going to be the mother tongue. Mother tongue is given a lot of importance, and it is going to be compulsory. It is for the states to decide. Of course, Center has not taken any decision on that. It's for the states to decide which mother tongue they would like to have. For example, Tamil Nadu, they can have Tamil as their mother tongue, and Kerala can have Malayalam. In the same case all over, and wherever they want, they can have English or Hindi. It all depends on the states to take their call on it. Coming to higher education, a very welcome new system has come, which was there all over the world, and it was accepted. That is, if a child or if a student is able to complete in the university only 1 year and is not able to take up the second year, the credits for that will be kept in a you can say a bank kind of thing, but the child or the student can get a certificate for it. Then if the student completes 2 years, can get a diploma certificate and the credits will be kept. And later on, even after 5 years, if the student wants to complete the degree, can come back, have those credits and complete the degree, which is very, very important from the student's point of view. Sometimes they are not able to complete because of some commitments, some compulsions in their families. Once again, I come back to the major changes, the changes which have taken up from the rote learning to skill-based, vocational, MCQs, inquiry-based, experiential learning questions, so that the child or the student is to think and answer, not that learn it by heart and then go and give it in the examination. Learning a skill subject at an early stage from 6th onwards is very, very important. The student or a child can even take their hobby as one of their skill, and probably they'll grow with that. And giving equal importance to scholastic, post-scholastic, vocational, skill-based programs is a very healthy welcome. To come back, friends, any program which starts, it has to come from heart. We all have to feel, all parents, teachers, students, we all have to feel that this is for our good. The moment we start looking at the assets of the whole program, that is the National Education Policy 2020, we will find a very big welcome change. At the higher level, in any case, there are a lot of changes. You know, if the child clears only one year, it used to happen abroad. You do 1 year, you can get credits for that and you will just get a certificate. And suppose you do 2 years, you get a diploma certificate and your credits are kept. And if you come back again even after 5 years, you can appear for your graduation and you get your graduation certificate. This is a very welcome change. There were children who could not, the students who could not really complete, and then they had to come back and then they had to restart. And giving a lot of importance to vocational education as well as to your skill-based programs is very, very important, a welcome change. Thank you so much. I hope I have shared my views with you. See you again. Thank you. Namaskar.